Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1 is out in theaters this weekend. The story follows Ethan Hunt, played by Tom Cruise, a well-known IMF agent. The IMF stands for the Impossible Mission Force, and he is sent by the US government to find former MI6 Agent Ilsa Faust, played by Rebecca Fergurson. Faust holds one half of a key to unlocking a new weapon. She holds refuge in the Arabian desert before Ethan finds her. His mission is to retrieve the key and to return it to the hands of his government. He rescues Faust from mercenaries sent to capture and kill her before going on separate paths. Later, he invades a meeting between secret intelligence agencies, including the former director of the IMF. The former director warns Hunt of a new weapon called the Entity. It's on the loose. The AI-based weapon sank a Russian submarine and proved to be tough to locate. Its original design was to sabotage digital systems, but it went rogue. The Entity might even become sentient, so it's a race against time for many major global powers to gain control of this weapon. Hunt, however, wants to destroy the Entity and recruits his old friends Benji Dunn, played by Simon Pegg, Luther Stickle, played by Ving Rhames, also joins the mission to destroy the AI-based weapon. The team travels to the Abu Dhabi International Airport to intervene on an exchange of the keys for the Entity. Hunt runs into a professional thief named Grace, played by Hayley Atwell. The two are ambushed by community agents and Gabriel, played by Asai Morales. Gabriel comes from the dark past of Ethan Hunt. He was thought to be dead, but hid before the Entity emerged. Luther and Benji try to secretly handle a possible nuclear bomb from going off. This obviously angers Ethan Hunt, but the crew were able to defuse the bomb. Nothing was inside the bomb's case, however. It was all a deflection because Hunt loses his half of the key to Grace after she snatched it before boarding a plane to Rome. Hunt decides to locate Grace on his own before getting jumped by both the community forces and by Gabriel. He runs away from both narrowly before reuniting with his team, including Ilsa Faust. Ilsa and Ethan infiltrate a party held by arms dealer Elena Mistoplius, played by Vanessa Kirby. They are in Venice in hopes to find Grace's buyer to complete the key. Grace delivers her half key to Elena before Ethan intervenes to warn her from selling it, specifically to Gabriel. Gabriel later arrives and says Ethan will lose either Ilsa or Grace tonight. The team scatters and Ethan fights with Gabriel's mercenary, Paris, played by Pom Clementine. Gabriel knocks Grace out and kills Ilsa before Ethan arrives to intervene. Grace feels remorse and is convinced to join Ethan's team. They plan to board an Orient Express train in the middle of Europe. There, Elena plans to meet her buyers to complete the key. Luther leaves for an off-grid location to investigate isolated traces of the Entity with his hard drive and hopes to find its location. Gabriel jumps on the train and kills the engineer and fireman. After destroying the throttle and the brake, he meets up with the US Director of National Intelligence. The director proposes an alliance between himself and the Entity. He tells Gabriel the complete key unlocks a chamber housing the computer of the Sevastopol, a Russian submarine. An early version of the Entity infected the system with the task of sabotaging its stealth function, but the submarine tricked itself into destroying itself basically. This early version is still on the submarine and is below waters, and whoever can access it can control or destroy the Entity. Gabriel kills the director and tries to kill Paris to hold the secret onto himself. Grace is on board disguised as Elena and brings the complete key to the buyer. The buyer is Eugene Kiltridge, played by Henry Czerny, the former director of IMF and the CIA. This is Kiltridge's first appearance in the franchise since Mission Impossible back in 1996. It was explained that he passed through every intelligence agency around the country possible. The reason is because he was tricked and fooled by Hunt in the first film, and he wanted to do this to kind of prevent that from ever happening again. Grace is tempted to portray Ethan Hunt for reward and protection for herself. She sides with Hunt, however, and pickpockets the key back before fleeing in the back of the train. Ethan jumps off a cliff and parachutes to the train to save Grace. Gabriel grabs the key and has a face-off battle with Hunt on top of the train. Gabriel, however, escapes the train and starts a countdown to blow up a bridge for the upcoming train. Grace and Hunt are able to stop the train but barely survived after being saved by Paris. She tells Ethan about the submarine just as Gabriel predicted. Ethan escapes the train with both keys as planned. Kiltridge arrives and is informed that Grace wants to join the IMF. Ethan meets with Benji in a car, fleeing with the full key, and Gabriel is angered that Ethan pickpocketed the key from him. This reveal cuts the film to black, and that's the conclusion of Dead Reckoning Part 1. No doubt Ethan Hunt is going to be looking for that submarine. Before we go further, I'd like to pause on today's video for a second. Could you drop a like for me on this video to help me reach over 10 likes? Each time you click the like button, it helps my channel grow. Help me reach my channel goal of 5K subscribers by clicking that sub button. I appreciate all your support, and now let's get back to the video. Sort of a big shocker to see Faust take a fall in the first part of this Mission Impossible epic, two-parter. Fergurson did well in the role in such a short time already, but you knew the film would have to make some shocking scenes happen in part 1. I like the pace of the film, and I really felt like a rush of quick energy and fast action. And it's just an overall good action-adventure film. Tom Cruise once again crushed it as Ethan Hunt and just owns the franchise. It'll be fascinating to see how part 2 concludes, with Cruise's run in the franchise sunsetting very soon. The franchise has been going on since 1996, so I can understand an incoming hiatus. Christopher McQuarrie, much like Tom Cruise, has been crushing it in his own role in the franchise. His directing style is very clean and polished, but also shows some of the best bits of stunt action scenes with Tom Cruise. I'm super interested to see how the second part of this conflict with the entity plays out in 2024. And best believe Tom Cruise is going to be going out in a blast with his wild stunts. The supporting cast was all good all around, and I really liked Hayley Atwell's addition to the team. From other characters like Benji and Luther and Ilsa to new threats like Gabriel, the movie has it all. And I'm going to give Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning a 9.2 out of 10. A great action film with plenty of callbacks for old fans of the franchise. Tom Cruise is giving it his absolute best as usual, so I look forward to part 2 coming out in June 28th, 2024. But share your own thoughts on the latest Tom Cruise action film in the comment section below. Thank you for watching today's video, and I hope that you enjoyed today's topic. If you could hit that sub button, that would be awesome. Hit that like button and boost my video up on the algorithm. Click that bell so you don't miss any of my videos that get uploaded. And if you have some time to spare, check out some of these videos on your screen right now.